Hi there. So, what an iconic day and what a milestone for India, where the vaccination finally reached those who are the most vulnerable right now. Our elderly above 60 years of age and those with comorbidities or underlying illnesses above 45. Now, day one, of course, saw a lot of glitches, and it was expected in a way. It'll take about a week or so for the process to get absolutely smooth. But despite that, there is still a lot of anxiousness, a lot of anxiety over what this entire vaccination process is all about. So, over the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you the top 5 things you need to keep in mind and always remember if you want to get into the registration process. How to do it, things that have been a lot of FAQs which have been roaming around, some confusion also there. So, let me decode all of that for you. Okay. Number one thing to remember when you're starting your vaccination process is that there is no CoWIN app. There is none. There is a CoWIN website. You have to log in to www.cowin.gov.in. That and one more, which is the Arogya Setu app, which we've all got by now on our phones. Those are the only 2 inlets in a way to get the registration started. Alright, so don't get confused by the app which is being used by at times several portals as well. You have to go to the website for that. Don't go into your Android phones or Apple phones and try to look for an app. There are lots of fake things out there. Don't. CoWIN website and the Arogya Setu app. Only 2 things where you can register. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2 thing that you need to know, that if you are not tech savvy, you can't log into a website, you have internet issues or whatever it is, you can take the help of somebody else to make your registration. And that person doesn't have to be in your house, doesn't have to be in your city. He can be sitting abroad as well. They simply have to go to the website and log in for you, register you through their portal. It's fairly simple if you follow the step-by-step process. I've done a separate video for that altogether. You can check that out on our YouTube channel. All right. So anybody sitting anywhere can make that registration for you. So if you have younger family members, if you have your kids who are abroad, if you have friends who can help, whoever it is, anybody sitting anywhere can simply make that registration for you. In fact, one person can actually register up to 4, including himself. So that information is very important to keep. Number 3, if that is also not possible, for example, for you, you don't know somebody who can do that for you, then the option is always available for a walk-in. Now, a walk-in essentially means that you just go without logging on the app, on the website or getting yourself registered. Go directly to a hospital near you and ask them to vaccinate you. What will happen now? Something that saw a bit of a glitch today in Delhi, but not say in cities like Mumbai and Bangalore, is that private hospitals have set up a help desk of sorts. You can also call it a registration desk of sorts. So you go to them and you ask them to do the registration for you. All right. So a lot of these hospitals are doing it. I spoke with the top officials in the government and they've taken this as feedback that it seems to be working for those who perhaps cannot do it on their own. So this might actually be rolled out in other places as well. Wait about 7 to 10 days for that to happen. Number 4 on the list is that there was a lot of people wrote to me today. In fact, my own experience as well was when I was trying to make a booking for my parents who are above 60, is that you couldn't get a slot on the website. So there's an entire process. And when you go to a slot, it was not showing a slot. That left a lot of people confused on what's happening. When I asked about this to the head of the CoWIN website to understand from him what was actually going on, so he gave a very interesting analogy. He said that how if you book a railway ticket and if you're say on IRCTC, for example, you need to know the schedule of all the trains to actually book it. So what's happened so far is a lot of hospitals have not been able to put out their schedules on the website. So what happens is the hospitals upload their schedule. That schedule then is accessed by you. Because it is the first day and the first few days actually, a couple of hospitals could not put that information out, and that is what led to a lot of confusion. Again, something they're saying should be sorted in the days to come. And number 5, something which is the deal breaker for many when it comes to getting the vaccine in India is which brand of the vaccine. The Covaxin, the indigenous Bharat Biotech vaccine, or the Covishield, which is by Oxford AstraZeneca and produced here by Serum Institute in the country. Now, there is a loophole over here, which some of the viewers only pointed out to me, that so the government will not want to tell you or not want to put out also on which hospital is offering which vaccine. But a lot of people today, once they got an appointment or even before that, started dialing their local hospitals to understand from them and ask them what vaccine were they giving. Once they got that information, based on that, they were making their appointments. This is not to be encouraged at all, but this is a bit of a loophole in the system. And I actually asked this to R.S. Sharma as well to try and understand, shouldn't this just be made public? It will make everybody's lives very easy. So on this, it's a bit of a issue from the government side. That might not happen. But again, the government has clarified this time and again that in their eyes, both the vaccines are the same and you should take whatever you get. In fact, Dr. Fauci in US had also said that doesn't matter which vaccine you take, just take the vaccine. Remember, the vaccination process for the elderly is going to be a mammoth task. It has just only begun. It's going to go on for a long, long time now, and more people will be included. So be patient, wait for your turn. If you still have some questions, do write into us or leave them in the comment below and we will have them answered. That's it on the top 5 that you needed to know on the COVID registration or your vaccine registration. I'm Sonal Mehrotra Kapoor for NDTV.